Tarishyasi, you will overcome. Atha, but. Chet, if. Tvam, you. Ahankara, by false ego. Nashroshyasi, do not hear. Vinangshasi, you will be lost. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada. If you become conscious of me, you will pass over all the obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. If, however, you do not work in such consciousness, but act through false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost. A person in full Krishna consciousness is not unduly anxious about executing the duties of his existence. The foolish cannot understand this great freedom from all anxiety. For one who acts in Krishna consciousness, Lord Krishna becomes the most intimate friend. He always looks after his friend's comfort and he gives himself to his friend, who is so devotedly engaged working 24 hours a day to please the Lord. Therefore, no one should be carried away by the false ego of the bodily concept of life. One should not falsely think himself independent of the laws of material nature or free to act. He is already under strict material laws, but as soon as he acts in Krishna consciousness, he is liberated, free from the material perplexities. One should note very carefully that one who is not active in Krishna consciousness is losing himself in the material whirlpool, in the ocean of birth and death. No conditioned soul actually knows what is to be done and what is not to be done. But a person who acts in Krishna consciousness is free to act because everything is prompted by Krishna from within and confirmed by the spiritual master. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Vishtam Stapena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Radhi Swadhantika Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Kadamaya Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sadvajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajiva Sadvaitam Sadhutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Vilta Shri Vishakam Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Bhakta Kanta Navadhani Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrindavaneshwari Devi Pranami Haripriye Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Sindhubhyayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaurabhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. रिकॉर्डिंग आएगा, साउंड आएगा सर? Hare Krishna. We can cover two more verses. Yadahankaram ashritya nayosya iti manyase mityaisha vyavasayaste prakritisvam niyokshasi. If you do not act according to my direction and do not fight, then you will be falsely directed. By your nature, you will have to be engaged in warfare. Arjuna was a military man and born of the nature of the Kshatriya. Therefore, his natural duty was to fight. But due to false ego, he was fearing that by killing his teacher, grandfather, and friends, he would incur sinful reactions. Actually, he was considering himself master of his actions, as if he were directing the good and bad results of such work. He forgot that the Supreme Personality of Godhead was present there, instructing him to fight. That is the forgetfulness of the conditioned soul. The Supreme Personality gives directions as to what is good and what is bad, and one simply has to act in Krishna consciousness to attain the perfection of life. No one can ascertain his destiny as the Supreme Lord can. Therefore, the best course is to take direction from the Supreme Lord and act. No one should then neglect the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead or the order of the spiritual master, who is the representative of God. One should act unhesitatingly to execute the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That will keep one safe under all circumstances. Svabhavajena kaunteya nibaddha svena karmana kartum nechasi anmohat karishyasi avashopi tat. Under illusion, you are now declining to act according to my direction, but compelled by the work born of your own nature, you will act all the same, O son of Kunti. If one refuses to act under the direction of the Supreme Lord, then he is compelled to act by the modes in which he is situated. Everyone is under the spell of a particular combination of the modes of nature and is acting in that way. But anyone who voluntarily engages himself under the direction of the Supreme Lord becomes glorious. So the underlying concept of Bhagavad Gita is always remember Krishna, right? So that's what Krishna says in 8th chapter Bhagavad Gita also. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmaridyacha mayarpita manobuddhir mame vaishyasi asamshaya. While doing your fighting, remember me. So, right? So Prabhupada says, unless you work for Krishna, how will you remember Krishna? Right? So, here also Krishna is saying, if you become conscious of me, Sarva Durgani means, Durgani means impediments. Right? So, the greatest impediment for the soul is this body. Right? Pashu. This is called Pashu Buddhi. So, the greatest impediment, obstacle for becoming happy is this body. Right? So, another meaning of this, if you become conscious of me, Krishna is saying, you can overcome this bodily concept of life. And once you are on the platform of spiritual consciousness, you can be happy all the time. Right? That is why, then how it is possible? Krishna is saying, by my mercy. Right? By my mercy, you can easily cross over. Atachetvam ahankaran na shyosyasi vinakshasi. But if you work through the false ego, that I am the doer, then you will be lost. So Prabhupada says, you saw that video, right? There are 5 coverings. Anybody remembers? 5 coverings of ignorance. Huh? Huh? Anybody remember? Tamishra? Puja? Tamishra? Anda Tamishra? Tamas? Moha? And Mahamoha. I will briefly explain. Go and read it. This is in 3rd canto Bhagavatam, 20th chapter. Actually, it comes twice actually. When Brahmaji started creating this world, first thing he created is these 5 kinds of levels of ignorance, which covers our consciousness. Right? Tamishra means envy or anger. Make a note, Prabhupada actually used these 2 words synonymously, anger and envy. Because we are angry that Krishna is enjoying. Huh?
And we are not enjoying.
Yeah. That is Tamishra. We are envious that Krishna is enjoying. That is the first step. That is why the qualification, Araha Adhikar. What is the Adhikar for understanding Bhagavad Gita? Right? 9th chapter, 1st verse, Krishna gives Adhikar. What is that Adhikar? Right? Idam tute guhyatamam pravakshami anasuyavevi. Because you are not envious, I am giving you this knowledge. Jnanam vijnana sahitam. So that is why Prabhupada says, in order to understand Bhagavad Gita, the basic qualification is you have to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, at least theoretically. Unless you understand, you accept that, you cannot understand Bhagavad Gita, because these Mayavadis and all, they cannot understand Bhagavad Gita because they are envious of Krishna. Even us also, if you are envious of Krishna, you cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. Idam tute guhitamam pravakshami anasuyavi. What is guhyatamam? Right? Guhyatamam means, right? That is one meaning. Another inner meaning is guhya means cave. Right? Cave. This heart is also called cave. In this heart, who is sitting? Krishna is sitting. Guhyatama means knowledge about Krishna. Right? That is Tamishra. Then what is Anda Tamishra? To understand that, for us everything is, Prabhupada says, to think that death is everything and after death everything is finished. That is why they say, eat, drink and make merry. Why should you bother? So, who has seen next life? So let us enjoy. After death, everything is finished. So they are not bothered. Right? And then tamas means bodily concept of life. Think that I am this body. I and mine. Right? Actually, Prabhupada says, what is sannyas? All of you can be sannyasis without changing the dress. Bolo, sannyas, Sushil, how do you become sannyasi without changing the dress? without carrying danda. Huh? These two concepts, remember this, huh? Aham and aham mama. If you give up these two concepts, aham mama, you are a sannyasi. So sannyasi means sat nyas. Nyasa means keeping. What do you keep? Sat means Krishna. So sannyas means keeping. What do you keep? Aham mama. These two things you keep at the lotus feet of Krishna. Then you are a sannyasi. Otherwise, even if you are carrying danda, you are not a sannyasi. If you think that aham and mama. I and mine. Aham means I. Mama means mine. Aham mama. So how do you replace aham mama? I and mine. I am Krishna's. Bolo. I am Krishna's. And everything belongs to Krishna. This is called sannyas. How many of you want to take sannyas immediately? You don't have to, put application in a sannyas ministry. Huh? Right? You don't have to apply for sannyas, right? Try this. I am Krishna's. Huh? And everything belongs to Krishna. Three things, you have to give up. My, mera, or mere liye. Right? My, mera, mere liye. So, समझ में आया? I, mine, and for myself. You have to change into I am Krishna's. Everything belongs to Krishna. And then everything I should do for Krishna's pleasure. That's what Prabhupada writes in the purport. How can I please Krishna? That is tamas. Right? You have to keep on hearing, I am not this body, I am not this body. Right? Prabhupada says, it takes millions of years to accept subordinate position of the soul. Millions of lifetimes. To understand that I am the eternal servant of Krishna. Right? What is that? Yasya sarve samaramba kama sankalpita varjita jnanagni dagda karmani tamahu panditam buddha. Tamahu panditam buddha. Right? So there, if you read that purport, what is the jnanagni? Right? Prabhupada writes, the jnanagni is the fire of understanding of that I am the servant of Krishna. That is jnanagni. When you have this fire of understanding that I am the servant, eternal servant of Krishna, yasya sarve samaramba kama sankalpita varjitaha. Whatever you do, it should be devoid of desire for sense enjoyment. Okay? Jnanagni dagda karmani. So, When you work in that fire, so when you work in this consciousness that I am an eternal servant of Krishna, in that fire of knowledge, whatever work you are doing, all the reactions to that work get burnt. Krishna says, Maharaj Chitraketu also says, Krishna also said this, any work that is done in desire of Krishna, in the desire to get Krishna, it is called Brahma Kamana. That Brahma Kamana is like a burnt out seed. If you plant a seed, the tree will grow. But if the seed is burnt, nothing grows. Right? In the same way, if you have a kamana, then that kamana will create next body. But if you have Brahma Kamana, if you Krishna Kamana, that I am doing this for Krishna, I want Krishna, I will do everything to get Krishna, then that Brahma Kamana will destroy that seed. And it's like a burnt out seed. Maharaj Chitraketu also says same thing in 6th canto. The Lord, Chitraketu meets the Lord. That chapter is there. It's a very beautiful chapter. 2 times there are prayers. Narad Muni taught Chitraketu prayers. And then again, Chitraketu, when he had darshan of Lord Shankarshana, again he prayed. It's very wonderful prayers. So in that they say, so this concept that Maharaj Chitraketu says in one prayer that, my dear Lord, those who are like animals, those who have Pashu Buddhi, they worship demigods. They worship demigods to get their desires fulfilled. They are like Pashu because the demigods themselves are temporary and their benedictions also are temporary. With the dissolution, everything gets lost. But my dear Lord, those people who worship you, they are very, very intelligent. Even if they worship you for fulfilling material desires, so because they are worshipping you, it is like a burnt out seed. They will go back to Godhead. Even if they worship Krishna for material desires, eventually they will become purified and go back to Godhead. That's Chitraketu Maharaj also says, it's like a burnt out seed. Worshipping you, it won't produce any material results. Same thing, Gajendra also is praying to the Lord. Yajjanma kamartha vimukti kama bhajanti ishtam gatimapnuvanti ko ashisha rati api deham avyayam karomi adabradayo vimokshanam. Very interesting. The meaning of this prayer is, my dear Lord, those who worship you for fulfilling dharma artha kama, yajjanma kama artha vimukti kama, they will get what they desire also. Bhajanti ishtam gatimapnuvanti ko ashisha rati api deham avyayam. Sometimes, even if they worship you, my dear Lord, you are so merciful, Adabradaya. Adabradaya means magnanimous. You are so magnanimous. Even for such material worshippers, you give an eternal body. You give liberation. Usually in ISKCON, we condemn, right? Worshipping Krishna for material desires. But Gajendra is saying, no, even if somebody worships you for material desires, Because you are so merciful. Right? You can learn this prayer before that prayer. Madrik Prapanna Pashupasha Vimokshanaya. You know this? Anybody knows? You know this verse? क्या पढ़ रहे हो? Huh? What are you doing? Huh? You know this verse? Madrik Prapanna Pashupasha Vimokshanaya. You learned?
I just know the first two.
बोलिए माद्रिक प्रपन्न पशुपाश विमोक्षणाय मुक्ताय भूरि करुणाय नमोलायाय स्वांशेन सर्वतन्वृन् मनसि प्रतीता प्रत्यग्दृशे भगवतो बृहते नमस्ते. Very beautiful prayer. So other day Bhagavatam class I explained this verse. You heard? Huh?
आपने कहा था मैं कि मुक्ताया मुनि करुणाया, he is unlimitedly merciful.
Yeah.
And muktaya means he is always liberated.
Yeah.
Now the third verse क्या था? मुक्ताया मुनि करुणाया.
Namolaya. Namolaya.
He is always ready to give us liberation.
Yeah. He is always ever ready. He is trying to give us liberation. Prabhupada says, it's not that Krishna acts to give you liberation when you pray. Even if before you pray also, Krishna is always acting how to deliver you. That is the meaning of Namolayaya. Then Brahate Namaste. What is the meaning of Brahate Namaste? Brahate Namaste. There, Prabhupada writes that here the word Brahate Namaste indicates Krishnaya Brahate. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he is praying to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Muktaya, Bhuri Karnaya, Namolayaya. Right? He is ever liberated. And then he is unlimitedly merciful. Always, already trying to liberate us. Prabhupada says that we are all like Pashu, just like elephant, Pashu Buddhi. You know what is Pashu Buddhi? Pashu Buddhi. How many of you believe that you are going to die? Huh? Please raise your hands. How many of you believe that you are going to die? Huh? Huh? If please raise your hands. You are all Pashus. Next time don't raise your hand, When anybody asks this question, do you believe that you are going to die? Then don't raise your hand. Because you are not going, if you only those who have Pashu Buddhi, they think that they are going to die. Right? So Prabhupada says, Pashu Buddhi, then this, just like elephant is attacked by the crocodile, in the same way, those who are in bodily concept of life, they are attacked by the crocodile of Maya. So, how did Gajendra overcome? Huh? Yeah. Then he says, this is the Putashlokam. Putashlokam means the entire, there are 29 prayers are there. Everybody thinks that Gajendra was caught by crocodile and then he He fought with the crocodile for 1000 years. Then he became very weak. Then he prayed to the Lord. The Lord came and saved him, from crocodile. But that is not the, purport of that entire chapter. This verse, all these karmis, they think like that. It's a very famous story. Gajendra, you pray to Krishna, Krishna will save you from all dangers. That is there. But the real, it is called Kuta Shloka. Jijivisam se naham iti amuyakim. Antar bahishya avritaya ibha yoniya. Ichami kalena nayasya viplave. Lokatma avaranaya mokshanam. My dear Lord, please, what is the use of living in this elephant body which is full of ignorance? Elephant is considered a very foolish animal, इतना बड़ा एनिमल है, छोटा सा रॉड दिखाएगा तो कंट्रोल हो जाएगा. It's a very foolish animal. Foolish elephant has no intelligence, they say. My dear Lord, I want a position, because whatever position one may have in this world, Kala destroys. Right? Kala destroys. I want a position where I am not affected by Kala. So where Kala has no effect, Vaikuntha. So Gajendra is saying that, my dear Lord, I don't care whether you save me from the immediate danger of crocodile or not. But my prayer is, deliver me from this crocodile of Maya. And then take me to a place where there is no effect of time felt. This is the verse. But anyway, that prayer you can learn. Madrik prapanna pashupasha vimokshanaya muktaya bhuri karnaya namolayaya swam shena sarvatan brun. Why don't you learn Gajendra Moksha prayers? Very wonderful. Huh? When you learn prayers, you have to spend a lot of time. Then you are not spending any time on Maya. Right? Anyway, that's what Krishna here is saying. Gajendra Moksha story is this only. This verse, Machitta Sarvadurgani, Mat Prasada Tarishyasi. So how Gajendra was delivered? All the obstacles you can overcome. That's why it is said, if you remember Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even the most difficult thing becomes easy. But if you forget Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the easiest thing becomes most difficult. That is why we should be always thinking of Krishna and do your work also. Keep Krishna in your heart all the time and do your work also. So that is the meaning of these verses. In the next verse, Krishna is saying, Ata ahankaram ashritya na yosya iti manyase. Because you have, by taking shelter of false ego, this false ego is so dangerous that Shaktitraya Sametaya Miduse Ahankaratmane Cheta Akuti Rupaya Namo Vacho Vibhutaye. This is a prayer by Lord Shiva. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that there are 11 Rudras. There are 11 Rudras. So one Rudra is speaking this verse. So Prabhupada says, one Rudra is praying that make me free from false ego. So this false ego, that I am doing it, that is called false ego. So Prabhupada says, always think that this work is Krishna is inspiring me to do, then I should do this work for Krishna, and the result belongs to Krishna. Three things. What are they? The first one is Krishna is inspiring me to do this work.
So I should do this work for the pleasure of Krishna.
For the pleasure of Krishna. Right?
If
the result goes to. So that is the solution for giving up ahankar. Always remember this. At least remember, right? I am not doing this. Krishna is making me do this. So Krishna is saying, ata ahankaram ashritya, taking shelter of ahankara, you are saying, I will not fight. Mityaisa vyavasayosmi. But eventually you will act according to your nature only. Swabhava. This swabhava, it is very, very difficult to give up. Right? Very difficult to give up. Prabhupada said, I am very haughty-tempered person. Yeah? That you use that word, haughty-tempered person. Prabhupada would become very angry sometimes. When they wanted to edit some books, Prabhupada became like a lion, Now they are changing books. They think that Prabhupada is gone, he can't do anything. That's why they are changing books. But already Rameshwar Prabhu was indicating. They just wanted to change some paintings. Prabhupada was so angry. Now they change so many words of Prabhupada. They think that Prabhupada left this world. He cannot chastise. But he will chastise more, Like that. Huh?
Changing the book contents of the book.
They edited, na? Prabhupada books they edited. Sometimes, just like Tadviti Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya, Upadekshantite Jnanam, Jnaninas Tattvadarshana. Prabhupada wrote, the self-realized spiritual master will reveal the truth, something like that. They change the word to, spiritual masters. Plural. So many changes they made. क्या करे इधर बैठा Prabhupada was so angry that when originally they printed Krishna book in soft bound, they wanted to make it hard bound. Prabhupada was very angry. And the paintings, that they made, Prabhupada actually personally instructed his disciples. That's why Prabhupada said, These paintings are windows to the spiritual world. You know, our paintings are very famous. All these karmis also they use these paintings everywhere. Ramchandra, Prabhupada actually. Once Jadurani Mataji, she painted Narad Muni. Prabhupada was very angry with her. You made Narad Muni into muscular. He is a devotee, He is sensuous, Make him like that. Like that. Six packs. Anyway. Huh? Yeah, after this Siddhaloka and all, they don't become old only. Even Swargaloka also. Only they age up to 30 years. Trivishtapa, only 30 years they become old. After that they don't become old in Swargaloka also. So Brahmaji also, he is not old, like everywhere they show. Anyway, Swabhava is there. Swabhava is there. So everybody acts according to one's nature. Then Prabhupada says, by practicing Krishna consciousness very seriously, one can change Swabhava. Otherwise, in general, wives, they should not try to change their husbands, or husbands should not try to change their wives, because they are born with one Swabhava, and they act according to their Swabhava. You cannot actually, unless a devotee very intensely practices devotional service, he cannot change his Swabhava. So your Swabhava is a Kshatriya, being a Kshatriya. Now you are saying that I will not fight, but ultimately you will fight. So better you fight under my instruction. Then you can give up falsehood. So that is the main intent of these 3 verses. So any questions? Huh?